I spend a lot of my time doing research about Africa, African integrations, development of Africa, and all things African. I'm a passionate African patriot. But of course, I started my country, Nigeria. And as a product person, I spend a lot of time thinking about why is Africa so bad? Why do we have the numbers we have? Why do we have the metrics we have? Why are the problems so intractable? And gradually, I'm coming to a definitive model, definitive philosophy of African development or the challenges of African development. It's not yet fully formed, but I'm going to present to you the outlines of it as far as I see it so far. Number one, time. We have jumped at least 2 generations or 5 to 10 generations of struggle, chaos, and development before we arrived at the modern world. The modern history of Africa starts after the Berlin Conference, when the Europeans decided to intervene in Africa, impose their will on us, without litigating that abomination for whatever it was. The truth is that it robbed us of one thing: going through our process of development by ourselves. Every single country in the world, every single society has had to go through decades of authentic struggle, not imposed on them from outside. Let me explain. As much as people think of the US as this El Dorado country, if you go back to US history and study US history, you will see that at certain points they had problems with election rigging, almost all the problems we have in Africa today. We look at China. China was a disaster. Japan, for more than 200 years, until the Tokugawa Ieyasu won the Japanese Civil War, Japan was also a mess. Cities and city-states fighting each other, everybody at each other's throats. Same thing that is happening in Africa today. It is a natural process of evolution. Chaos leads to natural establishment of order. Unfortunately, that was taken away from us. The consequences of the Berlin Conference meant that our natural process of finding out what we were going to become, how we were going to structure our societies, which societies were going to fight until others dominated the others and imposed their will completely and permanently. All these were taken away. Fake constitutional orders were inserted. And these things have led to the cycle of drama and chaos that permeates Africa today. Second, expectations. Because of what I said in number one, we now have this idea called democracy. And what is supposed to be the result of democracy? Good governance. Number one, we do not have democracy. So the expectation of good governance is entitled. If you expect good governance, where are the governors coming from? The governors are coming from the civil society. The civil society does not have the proper training, the proper experience, the proper institutional memory to produce good governors. So therefore, both the democracy, both the civil society, and both the expectation of good governance is inauthentic. People fight government, fight leaders, instead of contributing. And the problem is that they gain a reputation for being critics, for fighting, and then they get into government, and then they only have one skill: how to criticize. They cannot lead because they did not take time to train themselves to lead. And when their former comrades in the civil society start criticizing them, They get angry, then they go back to the playbook of the previous government and repeat the cycle of oppression because they cannot handle criticism, which as human beings, we are all not very good at. So my objective in this channel, let's talk about the origins of the issue. If you do not know your history, you can never know your future. Let us litigate the issues instead of criticizing anybody. You will not hear me criticize any specific person. And let us jointly look for solutions. Things that we can do. The first sign of maturity, personally or in any other area of life, is 100% ownership. I believe that I am number one person responsible for the problems in Africa, and I'm willing for us to discuss together solutions, practical solutions, no tweets, no criticisms. If you like that proposition, click like, click subscribe, and let's hear your voice in the comments.